An account opening balance is a closing balance from the previous year's accounts. True or false?
Very true.
So if it is true, how do you start budgeting without it? On what basis?
The issue is you can have it, but you have not put it in the budget.
Why?
That was, now that's what I was saying. It was not done during the original budget. It had to be done at supplementary level.
Chairman,
Yes.
I'm listening to Ngomi. Ngomi is not even convincing himself. Because I'm not getting any. I'm not getting him. And looking at him is not even convincing himself. I don't know what.
Was there any loss of funds?
No
This
loss
matter.
of, okay. To our satisfactory, there was no loss of fund.
If you are going to use the previously closed, the closing balance amount to be able to adjust these figures, then it has to be explained with corresponding receipts on why it is coming into, to explain the acquisition of these assets and to also use the use of goods and services. You see, there's a fundamental question there. We're talking about 11 million that is not explained at all.
That's what I'm saying. I have no issue with the revenue, even that 20 million. It was the opening balances, cash and cash, which we had at the beginning. Now, the movement on the expenditure is where the 11, 1 million and the 10.
Yeah.
Which, if they can explain, we are okay.
The auditors and the accountants from the county, I want you to sit down, look at this matter, and then you reconcile and give us a response in 7 days on this matter. Because it looks like there is a lot of back and forth. We will take it forever. 7 days, please sit down, give us a response in 7 days.
There was that issue of irregular recruitment of staff. As disclosed in note 3 to the financial statement, the statement of financial performance reflects both administration expenses of 20.9 million. Included in this balance is staff costs amounting to 12.4 million. An audit of the recruitment process revealed that the process was done contrary to provision of Section 108 of the LAIKIPIA County Revenue Board Act of 2014, which required the County Public Service Board shall appoint such staff as the board may recommend to be necessary for proper discharge of the function. Further, no evidence was provided to confirm that the recruitment function of the County Public Service Board was granted to the Revenue Board, contrary to the Section 59, subsection 1, but B of the County Government Act of 2012. In addition, a review of personnel files reveal lack of crucial documents which include advertisement, application letter, shortlisting, interview details, and list of appointment. Consequently, it was not possible to ascertain whether the recruitment was done in an open and transparent manner as required by Section 66 of the County Government Act of 2012.
The recruitment came in time when the County Public Service Board had exited and engagement of a new board was still underway. This necessitated the acting County Secretary to delegate the process of recruiting to the Revenue Board, since the contracts for existing staff were lapsing on 31st July 2018, as indicated in the Chairman's request quoted above, that is C Annex 1C, for notice to fair to the County Public Service Board on 10th October 2018.
The recruitment function was squarely raised with the Public Service Board, which was, as they have responded, it was not there by then. And the delegated authority to the County Secretary ought to have also come from the Public Service, which was not in place. So to that extent, there was such a contravention, and that's why I'm saying we leave it to the committee to make a decision.
Assume, even if somebody had delegated to the county secretary, and looking at what the auditors are questioning, in addition, a review of personal files revealed lack of crucial documents, including there was no advertisement. Chair, it shows application letters are not available, no shortlisting. Chair, this can only be equated to a scandal. To be very honest, even what the governor is trying to read, talking about section 86(1) of County Government Act 2012, is not available because we don't have the County Public Service Board to delegate.
Was this during the time of your predecessor, or were you in office?
No, this was the time of your friend.
Oh, okay.
Chairman, we all know that government is ongoing concern.
Yes.
So we hold the governor responsible.
But Senator, you are the one who has called it a scandal. I think that is why the governor is referring to. It was not during his time. But Governor, I think there's an issue to address there. Are we able to trace records, or could you respond through any of the officers on this question as to whether there was procedure followed, even if the role of employment of that function was delegated to the county secretary, as you have responded?
And I would want to ask the auditors, if then you confirmed they were employed, did you check the documents of these people, the real people, whether the documents were correct? If do we have the qualified persons? Because it seems they were employed. Do you have the qualified persons? As he responds.
No.
Chair, in the first case, I want to confirm that the advertisement was done, the vacancy announcement was done, and then the public notice on the nomination or vetting of the LAIKIPIA County Public Service Board is also attached. This is to indicate that there wasn't a public service board. And so the vacuum that seems to be there, which I don't know now, this is where I would imagine the auditors want to seek for guidance from the Senate, is because the secretary is supposed to receive delegated powers from a county public service board, which wasn't there. So in the absence of a county public service board, we seek advice or guidance from the Senate because it wasn't there, but all the other process of delegated powers were all given by the county secretary, giving powers to the county revenue authority, and that was the power that he never did or had, because he needed to have received the powers from county public service board.
Governor, so are you throwing your predecessor under the bus? You are saying there was a violation, correct?
Not really, but even if I was in the same position as the governor, and I don't have a county public service board at that point, and I had to recruit the revenue collectors, and I have to give, like now, for example, Chair, I have almost, okay, fine, for me, I'm not facing that, but we have, using the extract of that law of the county government, we have delegated the powers from the county public service to the revenue authority for ease of work. But now this is a situation where we don't have the county public service board in place, but all the delegated powers were given where we don't know where those powers are now or coming from, because the powers are supposed to come from a county public service board, which is not in place.
For example, you know, we vote in Senate by delegation. I might have delegated by doing a letter, and this letter can be used even when I'm away. So by virtue that Senator for Kisumu is not in town, you can be out of town for 2 months, and your person delegation can still continue to vote. So my query is, delegation, at what time do you need to delegate? Because the letter can be written when that county public service board is there. I don't know if I'm making sense, Chairman.
Of course, you are saying this was an illegality.
No. Chairman, you're not getting me.
That there was no public
It was not there.
service board.
I'm saying it was not there, but I'm putting it this way, Chairman, so that we can understand. The way we do in the Senate, for example, I have a delegation, somebody who can vote on my behalf. I write a letter saying this person is allowed to vote on my behalf if he comes from Laikipia. Then I am not in town. Does it mean because I'm not in town, this person does not have capacity of voting? He has, because I delegated when I was in town.
Before even is responded, actually he is arguing from the point that have made me now to make a decision that my county public service board is coming to non-existence from the mid of October. And when I've realized, and again at the same time, my revenue collectors are also exiting. Their contract is coming to an end, and therefore to remove that that problem that would come forth, I have directed the county public service board before they proceed on their termination, they delegate the power, so there will be no vacuum. That is what we missed that time. Yeah, because that's the procedure, and that's what would have happened. That you have that projection that by this day, this team would be going on their contract is coming to an end, and again it is at the same time the county public service will not be there, and these contracts are going. So before they exit, then these county public service would need to have delegated the past, just like what have happened now. That at the moment, my revenue collectors are going to, their contract is coming to an end in the end of October. The county public service board, their contract is coming to an end in the mid of October. So the arrangement that we have done at the moment is to direct the county public service board, because they could not have recruited the revenue collectors before their contracts come to an end. So what happened is that the county public service board delegated the powers before you proceed, and then the revenue board now could now take up the powers to recruit now the revenue collectors when their contracts come to an end. That is what missed, but we start to be guided on how, yeah.
The governor of Laikipia has alluded to the fact that the former governor is a very good friend of yours. Does it insinuate that he's not very close to you?
Order, Senator. On the contrary, yes, the contrary. The opposite is true. Let's move to the next point. We have one issue, one audit query on irregular payment of cash bonuses. Auditor, report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources.
2021 on lawfulness, irregular payment of cash payment, not cash bonuses. Note 4, Part 8, the financial statement reflects 14.2 million in respect to board administrative expenses. Included in this expenditure is an amount of 4.8 million being payment of bonus to board members. Further, Note 4, Part B to the financial statement reflects an expenditure of 17.1 million in respect to staff cost. This figure includes an amount of 7.4 million for staff allowance, which further include bonus payment to staff amounting to 4.6 million. The payment of bonus for board and staff members totaling to 9.4 million, being a reward for surpassing 2018-2019 financial year revenue targets. However, at the time of payment of bonuses, the board did not have an approved bonus/reward policy, contrary to the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, Section 104, Part A, which states that, subject to the Constitution, a county treasury shall monitor, evaluate, oversee the management of public finances and economic affairs of the county government, including developing and implementing financial and economic policies in the county. In the circumstances, the management was in breach of the law.
The 2018-2019 financial revenue target was 800 million Kenya shillings. However, Kenya shillings 815 815,400,000 was collected as revenue. A bonus policy had not been adopted, but the Revenue Board members passed a resolution to share the bonus. Currently, the Revenue Board has a draft bonus policy in place awaiting approval. That can be seen in Annex 1A, 1B, and 1C for the board minutes approving payment of the bonus, summary of the bonus payment, and a sample of the board member appointment letter and a draft policy. So, Chair, to explain this is that the payment was done on basis of the minutes without the bonus policy, but I want to say that that is in place, just waiting for approval by the County Assembly.
Once more, you've thrown your predecessor under the bus. You've admitted that there was no policy and that you acted in violation of the law, correct?
The Revenue Board, in the absence of a policy, and now that they have got to this, that they have met the target and surpassed the target, then the board would sit and have through minutes on how to do that as they wait for the policy. The target was 800 million Kenya shillings, but they achieved 815,400,000. So it's only 3 zeros that are not added towards there. Okay. It's a typo. It's a typo.
No, it can't be only 3 zeros. This is Auditor, can you speak to this?
They were using a draft which has not been approved. So that is our position. They ought to have approved the policy. Then out of that policy, they sit in and then they come up with a minutes to approve, based on the minute, the bonuses to the board members and the staff.
The point is, there was no policy.
Yeah.
And unless you tell us the law on the circumventing of policy, or when a party is not bound by the provisions of 104, there was a violation. Unless there's an exception or a rider that says that you can pay bonuses without or using minutes and thereby overriding or ignoring policy when you reach a certain amount. I think that's the only saving grace that you have here.
The annual budget allocation for the LAIKIPIA County Revenue Board is determined at the county executive and approved at the county assembly level. This is after presentations of the budget proposals forwarded by the board to the county treasury for considerations and inclusion in the annual budget estimates. The other funding of Kenya shillings 10,975,433, that's 14%, was as a result of a checker release delay from the national government. However, the services were rendered as expected since critical programs and activities were prioritized, while other activities were scheduled for the following financial year 2022-2023. On the second part is the difference between the Kenya shilling 72.6 million and the actual expenditure of Kenya shilling 76,555,343 relates to depreciation expense, which is a non-cash expense. Being a non-cash expense, it shouldn't have been included in the statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts. We take note of the error and it has not reoccurred again.
Auditor, you want to say something as you see the governor is talking about, again, admitting an error?
I think I have nothing to say, but maybe the committee can deliberate. It is also about exchequer. The first part on revenue analysis is alluding to exchequer delay. The other one, they have accepted that there was an error. So it's upon the committee to make a decision.
Senator, you...
With now, Chair, being that we are in a broad-based government, I thought that things will work well now. And I thought that this is high time we now need to defend for devolution. And one way of killing devolution is when the National Treasury doesn't disburse or does not disburse the money as required. We'll end up killing the county government.
Thank you. You know, broad-based means you move away from shareholding to a corporate where everyone has shares. Even those who did not vote, now everyone is in there.
You should not babysit the cabinet secretary. He's an expert, as we are told. Being an expert now, we expect him, his expertise will only be seen if he can deliver on the services that he is supposed to do that. And in fact, this issue of he's telling about broad-based, we cannot understand broad-based properly if we don't have monies in our county. We need water. We need water. We need our roads to be done. We need ECDs. We need to pay our teachers, our ECD teachers. That's what we need. We don't want these stories. You are the chairman with a lot of respect. There's nothing like shareholding. There's nothing like a professional. It is money to our counties. Mwisho maneno.
But you know that we now control treasury. That one, you know.
I know. That's why I'm speaking to you clearly.
Yes. Yeah. I will talk to John Buddy. We will make sure that counties move, and John Buddy should release money to counties. I think that's important. I agree with you. Now, this broad-based, you know, we are there. Thank you.
Thirdly, it is our humble request now that we are here and addressing the Senate. Let's be looking into this deduction of 20 billion. It is going to make the county government not even learn. Some of the counties like Lamu and Vihiga, LAIKIPIA, Samburu, and Kirinyaga, some of us, we are going to shut the doors. We only run the hospital, buying the drugs, and there is no other department that will be able to function. And therefore, I think this is high time that we need to look into that. And as what have Senator mentioned, is that there is a lot of money that is left to the national department, the national government, the health, the water, the agriculture, where all that money need to be devoted. Money should follow, the resources should follow functions. And therefore, it is our humble request on behalf of the rest of my colleagues and governors, that let's look at the whole the county government or devolution from a positive point of view, because all of us is one government, as both the country and national government. We are all mandated to give service to our people, and therefore there is nothing to do with the competition. We should look at it, how best can we give the service to our people, and therefore for me this deduction of 20 billion from the county government is gonna affect in a big way the service delivery. And again, the last one, Chair, because I don't want to take a lot of time, this issue of delayed disbursement of funds to the county is making county government managing the county government become expensive. Because at the end of the day, you would imagine, Chair, having not paid the salary of June, July, August, and now we're heading to September. These people will go on the street, and the reason why some of the counties that our people have not gone on strike because of this issue is because we go to the banks to borrow money. So borrowing money, it has interest. So what does that mean? It more makes the county land, the governments a bit expensive because of those interests. And therefore, to avoid the interest from the bank is just by the Senate or the National Treasurer making the timely disbursement of the funds to the county government. I want to arrest my case, and we're really grateful and we are thankful, waiting for the next session to be called to submit our responses. But we are also looking forward for a few years to come that we will not even come here, because we will be clearing up our. We are doing well.
Thank you, Governor. I know that in 2027, from where I sit, roles will be reversed. The senator will be sitting there, and you'll be sitting here, and that's a good thing. So we thank you for coming and addressing all the issues. And I think, as you've seen, you've responded to all the queries satisfactorily,